Lord Jamar, welcome back.
Eli, what up?
Hey, man, everything good. Everything good. Lord Jamar finally returns to Vlad TV after the infamous Eminem line.
Yeah, the infamous lines.
Exactly. Almost like half a verse, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I know that you spoke about this on the Lord Jamar Godcast.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Godcast. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Godcast, my bad. So you guys could check out the extended
Exactly.
Lord Jamar
The
response.
extended breakdown of the whole verse, so long ago now. I almost forget it, but okay. Yeah, you'll see the breakdown on there.
Well, Eminem was responding from, the Lord Jamar Vlad TV interviews. So
Yes.
I thought it was important to have you come back here and actually address it,
Right.
On our platform.
Right. And I think it's important that I come in and address you sometimes too, Vlad. See, sometimes you need me to check you, right? So that you don't go off into some... See, there's little trappings of this fucking game, right? Now, here's what you did, right? That I didn't appreciate, right?
Let's go.
The rewording and retelling of history. Revisionist history is what you, especially as a white man in America, need to be very cognizant of. My point being, when I originally did my House of Hip Hop comment, everybody knows it was not directed solely to Eminem. It was directed to all white people are guests in the House of Hip Hop. But now, to get traction for clicks and all of that, we reworded it when the Eminem shit came out as Eminem, he's responding to Lord Jamar saying Eminem is a guest in the House of Hip Hop. You see what I'm saying? This is where we have to be careful of what is really true and how we mold truth to serve our purposes. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times the powers that be will mold the truth to serve their purposes, and in the end, the real truth gets lost. So I'm telling you, Vlad, as your boy, as your friend, as something that you may not even be cognizant of, you have to be careful of that type of shit. I know it's tempting. To say, you know what, we can get a lot more clicks like this, but I'm all about the truth. You know what I mean? I'm about the truth and laying the truth down, and I'm not going to fudge the truth to try to help myself. You see what I'm saying? So, but yes, he is responding to the comment of me saying white people are guests in the House of Hip Hop. But originally, that whole discussion was about Macklemore. We were discussing Macklemore. We weren't even discussing Eminem in that original context. So does Eminem get grouped in there as white people against that? Yes. But all white people do. You see what I'm saying? So now to rephrase it as Eminem, House of Hip Hop, you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You get it.
Okay. So, because to be fair, these interviews happened years ago.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This was not...
But I smoke weed and have a good memory.
Right. It's not like we dropped the interview on Monday and on Wednesday, Eminem dropped Kamikaze with a big response. These interviews
and I've said mad shit since then, though, about him.
Right. But did you ever, in a Vlad TV interview, say Eminem is a guest in the House of Hip Hop?
I don't remember that. But when I originally said it, I meant he was included. You see what I'm saying? but I didn't.
Yeah.
You made it seem like I singled him out. Just like in Eminem, we had a lot of people talking about, is Eminem a guest in the house of hip hop? You're motherfucking right, he is. Just because he sold the most records and all of that, like. What I know to be the famous white people are the guest in the house of hip hop interview, that particular interview is the one I'm talking about. We've touched on that plenty of times since then, but the original one, we was talking about Macklemore, and we were talking about just white people in general. So yes, he did fall into that. I'm just saying, I didn't single him out at that time. So just be careful of shit like that. That's all. That's all.
Okay.
But let's
enough.
continue. Let's go on. Because first of all, I know you get super happy, right? Vlad gets super happy when people respond to some shit that came through your channel. I know you take a pride in it. You love it. And the fact that, like, the top white rapper, like, for white people, he's the top rapper. So for him to respond to some shit that came through Vlad, gotta be like a fucking wet dream. So I get it. Let's talk about it.
Well, I like when we affect the culture.
Yes.
When Vlad TV does something that affects the culture on a bigger level than just what happens on Vlad TV and our, our subscribers and our viewers and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter when Eminem responds, when Nas responds, when Royce responds, when whoever, Crooked Eye has said some shit about me back in the day. Like it's all par for the course. Like what we do here with you as well as my other guests is, we critique and we speak about hip hop, and I want that to amplify and go beyond just a platform. So yeah, I do get happy and excited when stuff like this happens.
I know.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, like, just don't, sometimes just take a breath. We know, we know we touching them out there. Just, it's cool. We got them now, Vlad.
Well,
like, I don't give a fuck even if they don't respond. They're hearing what we saying, and this motherfucker just proved that. He just proved it.
I mean, every major rapper from Drake to Nas to M to Young Thug to whoever's the hot rapper, everybody watches Vlad TV interviews at some point.
At some point, you might be on the plane. You got time to kill.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let me see what this motherfucker talking about, and then you get pulled down the rabbit hole. Cause don't start watching one of my videos. That shit'll have you binge watching like a motherfucker.
I remember I woke up, that morning, the morning that, Kamikaze gets dropped in the middle of the night. I woke up, early that morning on West Coast time. And all these people were tagging me in the comments like, yo, Eminem's talking about you and Jamar and blah, blah, blah. And I was the first person to call you.
Word. I had no.
I broke the news to you.
Yeah, you did. I'm like,
I'm
almost thinking like somebody major died in hip hop or some shit. Like looking at my phone, I'm like, it's 7 a.m. That means it's like fucking 4 a.m. out in Cali. Like, what the fuck? What is Vlad calling me for?
Yep.
Almost didn't answer, but I thought it was something like an emergency, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's calling me this early. This might be a Vlad emergency. Let me see what this motherfucker. He calling me on the bat phone right now. Let me see what this motherfucker talking about.
Right. I called you early, and you kind of acknowledged it, and then you said, I'm going back to sleep.
Because it's not that important to me. I did not get up and then go on the internet and try to find that shit. I said, oh, really? All right, I'll hit you later. When I get up and listen to this, I'll tell you then.
Okay. And you did not want to respond right away. My idea was like, yo, let's, come in today. Let's address it right away. And you were like, nah, I want to, take the emotion out of it, and I want to think about it and then respond.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think a lot of people should do in a lot of situations. You see what I'm saying? Instead of going on your first emotion sometimes and, allowing people's words to control you and all that type of shit. Like, take a breath sometimes, assess a certain situation, do the knowledge, strive to take the emotion out of it, and then address it. You know, it's an exercise in discipline, in emotional discipline.
Right. Now, what my idea was, which you ultimately did not move forward on, was for you to get Sadat X and Grand Poobah and to do a brand Nubian, musical response to Eminem.
Corny to me. That's corny to me.
I don't think it was corny at all.
Nah, that's corny to me. You know why? Because first of all, the motherfucker only gave me 8 bars, okay? They weren't 8 of his best bars. So for me to go get both of my boys and try to make a whole song to respond to 8, subpar fucking bars was not, I think, that was just corny to me. Like, it was not in my best interest to even respond, in any kind of song fashion. Like, I'm not a battle rapper. Like, I don't battle rap. I'm a knowledge rapper. You can't beat me in knowledge rap. You know what I mean? You can't beat me in inspiring black people to do positive shit and to think differently. So that's all I'm here to do. I ain't here to fucking battle nobody in no rap shit. But the whole shit basically proved my point. Like that we live in 2 different worlds. Like, in the white world, oh my God, Eminem destroyed Lord Jamar with this little verse. In the black world, no one even heard that shit. No one even heard it. No one came up to me like, oh my God, did you hear what Eminem said about you? It ain't nothing like how Meek was going through with Back to Back. How he had to walk in the clubs and hear Back to Back. Not one club played that fucking bullshit, whatever the fuck that shit's called, fall or whatever. Not one. Not one. They're playing fucking Lil Wayne shit up and down right now. In Black America, that album meant something. In Black America, Eminem's album meant nothing. And that's my point. That's my point. That it's 2 different worlds we live in. In that world, Eminem's the shit. In our world, he's nothing. 2 weeks, how long does that album come out? 2 weeks ago? It's nothing, and no one's talking about that anymore. He needed to talk about all those people just to get traction. Just to get traction. It wasn't dope. It wasn't dope.
It came out August 31st.
Okay.
So a little over a month ago.
Okay. And it's dead. It's dead. No one's talking about it. And it never played in the club. Black people still not fucking with it. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Eminem never plays in the club, period. So
right, and black people don't really fuck with him. That's my point. That's my point. And it doesn't matter how technically proficient he is, if you're missing a certain X factor, a certain component that is, a variable in the mathematical equation that brings the whole equation together, then all your fucking numbers and adding and columns doesn't mean shit to me.
Okay. I mean, I like the album. I thought it was some of his better work.
Okay.
Compared to his last 3 or 4 albums, I thought this was a step up. Primarily because I think Dr. Dre had his hands in it beat-wise more so than before.
Okay.
There's some songs on there that I liked. Other songs, not so much. But I think lyrically, he stepped it up a bit as well. I like a few of the songs. Like Ringer, I thought was a good song. I mean, I'm not going to just sit here and just bash it all the way through because that's just not,
listen,
I don't feel that way.
For me, for the 1000th time, I have nothing personal against Eminem. It's what they try to make him represent. It's the fact that a black Eminem is Hopsin, and he's not the fucking greatest rapper of all time. No one is even talking about Hopsin being the greatest rapper. Not that I'm a fan of Hopsin. I think he's whack too. His shit annoys me too. But he's technically proficient. He's technically can put words together, but his shit is whack. Just like Eminem shit is whack to me. And why I say it's whack, because, again, who's saying it matters. You understand? Who's saying it matters. For instance, if let's just say I'm a person who knows the Bible backward and forward, but I'm a morally corrupt person. Am I qualified to be a priest? Well, maybe you see what I'm saying? Maybe in the Catholic Church I am. But you understand what I'm saying. Like, just being able to say something is not good enough. Like, who you are matters. Okay, I might be the best cooker of crack, right? For all y'all Vlad TV people, maybe y'all understand this analogy. Maybe I could cook crack really well, right? But that doesn't make me the greatest drug dealer. That don't mean I can sell it. That don't mean I can protect the crack. There's a lot of other shit that goes into selling crack other than the technicality of cooking it. Do you understand me now?
Okay.
There's many other nuances. I have to have gift the gab. I have to be able to be a people person. There's a lot of shit that goes into if you want to be a crack kingpin, other than just putting it on the stove and whipping it and all that other bullshit. You see what I'm saying? With Eminem, all y'all focusing on is his whip game. That's it. And I'm telling you, that's not enough to be Tony Montana or whatever the fuck you want to be in this game. Okay? Now do y'all understand? I think you do.